Hi, I'm Alexa Morales with Oracle Groundbreakers, and we're here live again interviewing at Oracle OpenWorld. And I've got two amazing guests. We've got Sabiha Malik, who is the founder of the World Bee Project here in London. And I've also got Andy Clark, who's Director of Business Innovation for Oracle. And we're going to talk about the World Bee Project. So Sabiha, can you explain what the origin of this project is?
Well, the World Bee Project mission is to deliver critical knowledge and insights to the hundreds of millions of smallholder farmers around the world in order to enhance bee and other pollinator impact on food production, on farmer livelihoods, and on national economies.
And the bee is a keystone species, is that correct?
Yes, the honeybees are a keystone species, and pollination itself is a keystone process which underpins biodiversity and all ecosystems that we depend on for our survival.
Yeah. So now, what are some of the things that we need to do right now to save bees or make sure that they're healthy, their colonies are healthy?
Well, first of all, we need evidence. We need to find out exactly what's going on. We know there is a crisis, but and we know that the decline in bee populations has to do with intensive agriculture, with fracturing of floral habitats, with overuse of chemical pesticides, increase in global population, so many reasons. But these reasons can vary from region to region. So before we search for solutions, we have to find the evidence.
Right.
And at the World Bee Project with Oracle, what we are attempting to do is gather data, gather information from various regions around the world.
Right.
And the information we gather will vary according to region, and that is its value.
Right, right. So Andy, you just demonstrated earlier this morning to me the amazing chatbot and the process of taking a picture of a region and evaluating it for bee a colony health, I suppose. So explain to me, what are the kinds of things that you're looking at? Acoustic, image, and what are you discovering?
Okay, so we're gathering quite a range of different data off of the hives and the surrounding environment from the hives. A lot of that is digital data around temperature, humidity, weight of the hives, so you can tell what honey is being produced. And I think one of the areas I think you've already probably talked about is around like gathering acoustic data and using that to translate the behaviour of bees. But another area we're doing a lot of research into is around using images as well and video.
Okay.
So one of that could be used, for example, in terms of collecting and proving evidence of sustainable farming methods. So using aerial images of fields and doing the analysis to show that farmers are putting a percentage of that field aside to biodiverse wildflowers that flower all through the year for pollinator health. But another area we're finding that people are very interested in is taking images of what's going on in the hives themselves.
Oh, okay.
So that you can actually use that to inform yourself on the health of the colony inside, whether you've got a patchy or a healthy brood, for example, which is where the bees are laying eggs and they're hatching, etc.
Right.
Or it could be just gathering that information and storing it and adding it to the database, into the Oracle Autonomous Database, that we can then use machine learning to look at the differences between health in one region compared to another region.
Right. Now, Sabiha, you said yesterday when we were speaking a wonderful phrase. You said this autonomous database and this technology that Oracle's helping you with, it's like something that's straight out of Arthur C. Clarke. This process of collaborating, it's all relatively new, right? You started the project in 2014, but then you started collaborating with Oracle as of October of last year.
That's correct. In the first instance, it was really important to get together a number of key universities.
Right.
I had to be sure that we could establish the scientific evidence.
Right.
It's very exciting and heartening that things have happened as they have.
Right.
So having built the structure that will underpin the monitoring, it's absolutely wonderful to be collaborating with Oracle,
Right.
and the very high level technology they can bring to this. So we live in an era where nature and technology have to come together.
Yes.
You know, every generation, century after century, develops its own state-of-the-art status. So at the point we are today, we cannot progress without technology.
Right. That's so interesting, the idea that nature and technology have to come together. Now, I understand that this project has been launched in the UK, in Israel, and you've got the academic partnerships around the world. So Andy, you know, why is it important, and what would you do with this data? You want to unify it? Why?
So the fact that the data is coming from the different regions is crucial because because for example, the bee health is different in different regions, and different regions face different challenges, and B, just because the conditions in the environment is different as well. So whilst we're taking data off the hives themselves, what we're trying to do is to bring new insights by actually overlaying it with other data around the environment. So for example, we have a really bad problem with the decline of honeybees in the UK. We've lost sort of 45% of the honeybees just in the last 8 years.
Wow.
Whereas in Israel, they have almost the opposite problem. They've got such a healthy set of honeybees that they've almost got too many, and it's affecting other pollinators. So what we're looking to do is to try and see, well, what are the specific problems that we need to solve, and therefore then that's what we can point the technology at to find the insights, if that makes sense.
Right. And I was wondering too, you know, you were showing me this amazing demo. You know, it's kind of incredible, the technology that we do have at our disposal. You know, you've got the chatbots, you've got the cloud. I mean, what's it going to take to really make this thing flourish, do you think?
Underpinning the whole thing is the fact that if you're going to take data in from multiple regions, what you need to be able to do is scale, and you need to be able to, do it. So underpinning the whole thing is the autonomous database, and being able to then analyze data en masse, because the more data you've got, the more you can get great insights.
So as the data changes, the database itself can change.
Exactly. But you're right, there's a heavy emphasis on the moment around analytics, and whether that's kind of static analytics on data that you've collected over a period of time, or significantly what we're using is kind of real-time analytics to spot patterns in real time and send alerts. So there's a big emphasis on that, but we've talked a lot around things around data science as well. So we talked about video analysis, image analysis, and a lot of that is combining our technology with other technology that we can actually pull together as well. Again, it's all looking about, say about the partnerships with the universities that are looking into it, is trying to find out what can't they tell at the moment, where are the gaps in their knowledge, and that's where we'll point the different
because there are existing sensors that do detect some of this acoustically, and the visual stuff is maybe newer. So we'll wait 1 second for that announcement. And I wanted to mention, so now they're done with the announcement. I wanted to mention there's something called the beekeeper algorithm. So it sounds like even within computer science, the bee has made an impact, right?
Yes.
To wrap it up, Sabiha, I mean, you just have made so many inspiring comments about how everything is interconnected. And I think that's an inspiring message for computer scientists and for people who are in technology and developers. Are people aware of that? Are they getting that message, or do we need to really bring it home to them?
I think the good news is that people are extremely interested. People feel very enthusiastically about this, but we need to collaborate more and more with the public.
Right.
So we need to build citizen science projects. We need to involve, we need people. I mean, we are all in this together.
Right.
So we need to involve people with scientists, with data scientists, with, we need to bring this all together in a very focused way, which we are trying to do now. We are developing various ways of approaching it, and there is sufficient information on the World Bee Project website
Right.
for people to connect with us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're saying if people go to the worldbeeproject.org, they'll find out about it. And so one of the things I want to just finish it up with is this idea of where can, so if they go to the World Bee Project, they're not going to unfortunately get to see the Oracle components yet. Not yet.
Sorry, not yet, but very soon.
So that's coming very soon. And in the meantime, are there, can somebody in a school start working with this? I mean, what's the next step that somebody should take?
I think people can certainly get in touch with us.
Okay.
There is a contact us link on
Okay.
the World Bee Project website, which is simply worldbeeproject.org. And we will respond and get in touch with them. And we are expecting growth to be exponential, given the tremendous interest
Yes.
in our work. And we will develop the website and our connections with people very swiftly in the coming months.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm tracking a little bit, but Sabiha, I mean, you're a very impressive person, and over the course of your life, you've founded a number of charities. You were part of the Singularity. What is it called? Singularity
University.
You were a senior director at a London-based architecture firm, and so these various foundations that you've started, you're not a. This is not the first thing that you've ever created in your life. So you've got a good track record. So one hopes that will feed into the health of the Bee Project as well.
Well, you're very kind to say all this. I think I'm simply somebody who has imagination and who's capable of focusing and who is very interested in seeing the interconnections between things. So my feeling is I've always been doing the same thing, and I shall go on doing the same thing.
Wonderful.
It's all one thing.
Wonderful. Very inspiring. Well, thank you both for joining me here at Oracle Groundbreakers, and thanks for watching. Have a great show.